Schleich-o-Rama here. Today I'm going to be customizing this colt. Let's get started. He really is a mess. Alright, so first I started by cutting away all the extra hot glue that was on his head and neck. I didn't find all of his legs, so I'll have to go searching later. But I cut away all of this excess glue, and there was some on his legs. He was a mess. So yeah, I just kept cutting. After that, I had to measure his hooves and legs that were left because I wasn't sure which legs went where. So here I was kind of just measuring everything out. And yeah, so I'm gonna use this clay here, this modeling clay. Yeah, it got all over my fingers. My fingers were stained red. So I'm just shaping out where, I'm gonna want my head to go here. I rubbed on this clay on his head just so, it would be able to be attachable onto his neck, and just because some of it really was missing. Yeah, this was kind of just a temporary part. I was going to switch it up, but I tried to put, the head back on to see where I wanted it and just reshape it. So here, I started putting the clay on At this point, I realized that his mane was in the way, and also that I had no idea where I wanted this colt's head to go. So I was trying to figure that out for maybe 5 minutes. And I finally figured out where I wanted it to go. So yeah, here I cut off the mane because it was in the way, and I finally realized that. So here I'm just cutting it away with some pliers. That part really didn't want to come off. Yeah. Cutting out the clay here and making sure the clay was still moist so I could work with it. Tried to use a brush to kind of put the little indents in the neck, and it didn't really work the first time. Here I started to cut off the mane on the head because I realized it was in the way as well, and that took a minute. I used my pliers once again, and he looked very strange without his mane, kind of like a polo horse with the short mane. But yeah, I kind of just kept going and smoothing out this part so I could attach the head to the neck nicely, and I think I did a pretty good job here. I started to blend the clay together and attach it, and the head was in a nice position. I was happy with it. It out and once again tried to put in the indent. It worked a little better this time, but still not that great. So I just kept smoothing that out. I had to figure out where this leg was going to go because it fit well in 2 spots. So I was kind of confused and didn't really know what to do. So I decided to go with this leg instead because I knew where the piece needed to go. So yeah, here I am just blending up the clay and putting it on. It held really nicely. Almost done blending the leg. I just needed this extra little layer just to keep everything from falling apart. And I just kept smoothing it out and, keeping it moist. So there it is. It looks very nice, and I indented just a little bit to the ankle. tried to add another piece because of that little part that was sticking out. So there we go. That is the first leg. I'm glad that one's finished. And I didn't have to do too much, just smooth out the ankle and connect it. So here I had to figure out where this piece went. And I finally realized it went on the back leg. So I had to connect it. So here I was now going to connect the leg by putting some clay on there so I could connect it. So here I am, and now I'm going to connect it. Alright, that leg is done, and now I am going to take this little leg and attach it to the rest of the front leg. Unfortunately, my camera died and I didn't get a shot of me attaching. And my camera was dead for a very long time, so I didn't get the main attaching either, which was kind of sad. But here is the finished product, and here is the color I'm going to use. It looks very coffee colored or caramel colored, but in real life, it actually looks a lot more kind of like Palomino gold, and it just looks like that. So here is the first coat. I added a few more coats, and I'm almost ready to put on sealer. All right, he looks so cute. I finished him completely, and I think I'm gonna call him JJ. Unfortunately, some of his leg cracked though. And here's a comparison to the original Halflinger colt. So yeah, he's just a teeny bit taller and he looks very different. But I think JJ is much cuter than he was, and I'm glad I could fix him up. So it's pretty similar, as you can see. Yeah, I am so happy with the way he came out, and I am very excited to put him in my stable. There he is. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!